my best NPR voice. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your co-host, Jeff Zavatero, and this is episode 13.
I just ruined it.
Or did you ruin it and I fixed it?
I don't know. I feel like I was doing pretty well with my NPR voice.
And I did my best, the douche from Parks and Rec.
That's right. I was like, where have I heard that before? That's so good. Oh man, welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a great week. We got a great show for you today, or whenever you're listening to this. I'm just gonna say today. I don't care.
It's
first,
today
I want
to
to say,
them whenever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
If you said Tuesday, then they'd be stuck.
They'd be like, wait, what? First of all, I want to say thanks for sending your 128 gigabyte memory card to me.
Oh,
I
good.
appreciate that.
I was actually going to check in with Emily to see if she sent it yet. So.
Yeah, I got it yesterday. I was
nice.
like, yeah. It was hilarious because it was like Jeff's thingy from Jeff. It was like very small. It was like inside is very small, and I thought you were gonna make like a penis joke or something, but
that was all Emily. I did nothing. I said, "Can you send this to Nathan?" And she did.
Yeah, Jeff's thingy very small. I was like, that's actually hilarious. Jeff's thingy's very small. Anyway, no, yeah, and also thank you, Emily, for the pictures you sent along with that as well. How'd that turn out, by the way? I know that she did like a photo wall for you or something.
She did like a little montage. It's gone now. It was right there. But,
that's cool.
It was very taped up, and we took it down because we didn't want to ruin the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'm glad it turned out good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that. I can like add hundreds of games to my Switch. So,
yeah,
thankfully.
I got the 500 gigabyte micro SD card, and I literally have every game on my Switch that I own, and it's not even halfway full yet. So
wow, that's amazing. Well,
yeah, but now you can download games like D3.
Yeah, exactly. I can do that. So anyway, thank you again. So what did you get a chance to play this week, Jeff?
All I played was Fall Guys.
Cool.
I played that at least once a day.
Nice.
I got to the last round again, and it was the tail one, and I felt really good about it. And I didn't get it. I actually only held on to the tail for like less than a second, and I think if I'm really good at like dodging, so I felt like if I had it, I could have won, but I never got it.
Oh, that sucks.
One. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think I got another win again, but I did. I do fairly well. Even Emily likes to play that one, so if they make it a possibility for you to play co-op split screen, I think me and Emily can play as well.
Yeah, the dev said they actually were going to add it in a Reddit post. It was an AMA, I think.
Sweet.
And the dev said they do want to add split screen, but it's going to take a while because it wasn't like, the first thing on their list. They wanted to, I guess they had a deadline to do, and so that, unfortunately, because of the deadline, they didn't get split screen out with the game.
That's fair.
Yeah, which kind of sucks, but also it's good to know that it is coming.
Yeah.
So, cool. I also played Fall Guys. Jeff and I played together. If you guys were able to make our stream,
that's right.
This past week, we appreciate you stopping by and showing support. That was a lot of fun. And if you haven't seen the clip yet, it's on my Instagram and it's on my Instagram, Early Bird Nerd. Jeff did an amazing clutch play, like.
The tail game, that's my jam.
It was impressive. It was literally like the last second, and he got the tail. It was very impressive. But yeah, I'm enjoying that game a lot. It's very fun, very stupid. I've actually been watching a lot of troll videos on Fall Guys too. Like, there are people who will just wait at the finish line to grab people and throw them off.
Yeah, I always wondered why people just sat there, but luckily I'm pretty good at just running around them.
Yeah, so that was that, and I saw like the worst fail because some guy trolled some guy. Like, he made it all the way to the end, and then some guy was waiting for him and grabbed him and threw him off the edge.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
I actually kind of hate that you can grab other people in that game, but
yeah, I don't see a point.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of used it when we were doing. I did like an egg one where your team has to get as many eggs as possible, and people were like sitting in my basket grabbing the eggs, so I just held on to them until.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can understand like grabbing for like some of the other mini games, but the races, I don't see how that's fair.
No, it's not necessary. It's strictly to ruin other people's experience.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I also played Ghost of Tsushima. Been streaming that as well. Loving that game still. I haven't gotten too much further in it. I've just been really just slowly revealing the map, and I'm enjoying that. So it's been a nice experience. So
I get to play it for like 3 to 5 minutes at a time. I was stuck at the same like part for so long, and I'd boot it up and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm stuck here. And it's the part, or I guess minor spoilers, but you find out that the Arrow prodigy has been training um the other side. The what are the bad guys?
oh, the Mongolians.
The Mongolians, like the guy's apprentice
Oh
has
yes.
been. So that's the part I got stuck at when you're trying to get into there,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
it's because I always tried to rush in. That's
Yeah.
how I play.
No,
I
yeah,
hate
it's
I
tough.
hate using arrows.
They definitely did some kind of update because the Mongols' peripheral vision was so horrible when doing stealth. They wouldn't see you if you got like right next to them. They wouldn't see you. Now I can't even get into a facility without being spotted every single time. Like it's
Nice.
becoming playing stealthy has become extremely hard. So they must have
That's
patched it or something or nerfed it. I don't know.
honestly, that's for the better.
I agree. No, I agree. It was way too easy. I was like, this is stupid easy. But that may actually lead me to dropping my difficulty level if I actually want to enjoy stealth. Or I just got to get better. I don't know. We'll see.
Not gonna happen.
But yeah, so that's what we played this week. Now for the news. I was going to talk about Control only getting an update for the PS5 and Xbox from buying the Ultimate Edition, which I thought was kind of stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought bigger news was that longtime was it GTA writer Jeffrey Crawford, also known as Laszlo Jones. He is leaving Rockstar. According to IGN, a veteran of nearly 20 years has departed the game studio to work on a number of in-development shows for Disney and Netflix, while also, in quotes, consulting for a video game company. So, I don't know. I thought that was... It's kind of crazy because now you've had one brother, the vice president of the company, leave. You've had a longtime GTA writer, producer, who was like pretty much in every single game. Laszlo, you know who
Yeah.
Laszlo is, right? Yeah, he's like he's the guy with the ponytail. Yeah, he's you look him up. He's also like the radio host of like a radio show in every single GTA game. He's a radio show host.
Okay.
Think,
That's how I would know him.
Right. So,
I mean,
yeah,
if they only write one game every 8 years now, then
yep.
I don't know why they would need. They probably just had him pre-do 15 games, and they have the next 60 years covered.
Who knows? I honestly feel like a lot of these creative people, they're probably getting bored of doing the same games every decade.
Yeah.
I could see that like they feel like their material's getting stale and they want to move on and do something else other than just Grand Theft Auto the rest of their life.
Yeah, they don't need to add him for more Grand Theft Auto 5 DLC.
Right.
It's not even single player DLC, it's just new cars.
I know. I don't know. I feel like Rockstar's multiplayer has just really... I mean, it's amazing what they've done and how it's been free and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like they have so much time to add like story content and they just choose not to. Yep. I don't understand why that's a thing. But
you can only make money off of those once. You could make money off shark cards many times.
Yeah, it's really sad that Rockstar's kind of turned into, the microtransaction AAA company. In terms of
not only are they like the online's free to play after you buy the $60 game.
Right. Yeah. So. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was kind of, unfortunate because he really, I thought, brought a lot to the series, and I really enjoyed him in every single game. But yeah, I think some of my favorite stuff was his. I think one of my best memories of Laszlo was his radio show in Grand Theft Auto 3. It was so good, like good stuff. I think it was also really good in Vice City as well. So if you ever get a chance, maybe I think you can actually listen to some of the radio announcements, or I think you can listen to Vice City Radio online and not have to play the game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
I think I would have to listen to it to make sure I could identify who it is.
I think you would as soon as you heard it. So
yeah.
But anyway, so that was my news. What about you?
Cool. I got two small things.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Lee O'Malley, the creator of Scott Pilgrim, the book series, has confirmed that Ubisoft has reached out to him.
Oh.
So the Scott Pilgrim game is one step closer to returning, which is super exciting for me.
Good news.
Yeah. So hopefully it comes to like current and next gen consoles Oh, Switch would be the best,
Which would be
honestly.
great.
But I'll take it on anything except Xbox. That'd
Because
be
you
dope.
don't have an Xbox.
Because I don't want an Xbox. And then if you pre-ordered Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the 1 and 2 remake, then you have the 2-minute demo level that they released, which is the warehouse.
I saw that.
But someone found in the source files for the game that Officer Dick, the character from the first game, is making a return,
Oh,
and
cool.
he's going to be voiced by Jack Black, which I thought is awesome.
Oh, that's nifty.
Yeah.
That's really
Um,
cool.
yeah, they found a lot of info in the files for that game, and the Avengers have a beta out, and a lot of characters that have not been announced were leaked in those files as well. But I didn't want to bring that or like announce those names because that is spoilers.
Right.
But if it's out there, if you want to go see,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
That's really neat. I know. I'm actually really excited to play Pro Skater. I think it'll be fun to like play a game of horse with you.
yeah, and like it's nice that the full game's only $40, so I might get the
Oh, wow.
extra special one for 50. So I'm
Sweet.
stoked.
Yeah, getting the hookups. That's awesome.
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose. Cool. All right. So that was the news. I think instead of going to the game, I think we're gonna go right to the main topic, and then we'll save the game after the main topic.
Oh,
So it's
fine.
like a legit break, in between our bigger titles, bigger topics. So the main topic of the evening, since we're talking at night, and I've already said today, I'm just gonna confuse you guys. We're talking about the sequels that need to happen. And Jeff and I have kind of picked like the top 5 games that we thought would be really cool is if they made sequels for them, and we're gonna talk about maybe like possible, we're gonna try to make this as spoiler free as possible. But if we feel like a game that we're going to talk about is going to have some spoilers, we will mention it before each game, so you can skip to the next one we talk about. We might we're gonna probably talk about where some of the new locations might be, possibly the plot. Any improvements we want to see that could be made from the last game, or any new features we'd like to see, or old features we want to see go away. So Jeff, why don't we start with you? What's the first game that you would love to see made into a sequel?
All right,
Or
I'm not
whatever?
going in order of the list I made.
All
I'm
good.
making it up on the spot. So I'm going with the first one because it was kind of a cop out. Because there was already a big rumor of a new Arkham game coming out.
Cool.
So I put what if it was like Arkham Beyond, which is so it's like a Batman Beyond game essentially as a
Cool.
sequel to Arkham Knight.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
I looked up the original Batman Beyond cartoon series was set in 2019.
What?
So obviously it would have to be set way in the future, but still be in Gotham.
Yeah.
I thought Arkham Knight was a great end to Bruce Wayne's Batman. No spoilers. I'm not spoiling it.
Cool.
But I think it could do a really good job of starting a Return of the Joker storyline. They did an animated movie, Return of the Joker, for Batman Beyond.
Oh, nice.
And I think that would be like a good starting point for Terry as the new Batman, where Batman tries to put on the cowl one more time, but he's too old to do it.
Cool.
And that's where he enlists the help of Terry to do Batman Beyond. That Batman can fly, which is dope, and it's not like superhuman flight and speed, so it's doable around a futuristic Arkham.
Oh, that'd be sweet. So kind of like Zelda's Breath of the Wild in a way.
And like if you when you get to Arkham Knight, it's full Gotham. If
Right.
you ever get that far in Batman, so it's just that but updated.
That's cool.
It's not the same old tired gadgets. You wouldn't be tied to the Batmobile, but I don't even think Terry had a Batmobile. But
I'm not fully caught up to speed on the Beyond because I don't think I actually watched Beyond. I just know of the plot and I know the style and everything, but I've never watched Beyond. I think
I've dabbled in it. I have it on Vudu, so it is definitely going to be
okay.
when I eventually get through. Emily's a big fan, but I think that would be an awesome game, and it would be cool. That would be another one like you do the retro skins of Batman, but with Terry on them.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. So not to spoil the Return of the Joker storyline or Arkham Knight or anything like that, but I think where the story left off for Batman would be an excellent taking off point. It kind of alters the lore of Batman Beyond a bit, but I think altering it in this way could honor both stories.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. My first game is going to be Alpha Protocol 2. Have you ever played? Did you ever play Alpha Protocol?
No, I remember seeing it in GameStop for $1.50 though.
Yeah, and I know why. Alpha Protocol was by Obsidian. It was like an espionage, third-person RPG,
Mm-hmm.
action adventure shooter. Um, Honestly, I love the espionage genre. I was a big fan of all the Bond games growing up with N64, and I've really wanted. Like, I think Metal Gear has been the closest thing to that, especially Metal Gear Solid 5. It's that feeling of like you're in this open world and you're trying to, complete missions and get intel and do it stealthily, um, and not, get detected and everything. But what was cool about Alpha Protocol was that, this was by Obsidian. So they did the whole, you could actually, you know, um, kind of choose your own dialogue path. So you could be really like a big smartass, or you could be very serious and to the point, or you could be like, just kind of chill and laid back. So it was really cool that you could play these different. You could play the spy you want to play. So you could play like Sean Connery's James Bond, or you could play Pierce Brosnan's James Bond. James Bond. They're very different James Bonds, but they're James Bond.
So you could play James Bond.
Yeah, exactly. um, but yeah, so it was basically this thing where you'd go to these different parts of the world and you'd have to like get intel and sneak in and take out bad guys, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very clunky. Like the hand-to-hand combat was rough, the shooting was rough, like everything about the game, the gameplay itself and the mechanics were very rough and felt very not broken, just they could have been polished a lot. But it was the concept that I loved. Like just the idea of being able to play in like an open world as a spy and having to come across different scenarios, kind of like if you were like in the world of Grand Theft Auto 5, mixed in with Metal Gear 5 gameplay, mixed with like the detail that they put into Red Dead of their living open world, with a siphon filter vibe and some spy hunter vehicles. That would be an absolutely amazing open world action espionage RPG. And I think that if somebody else took the reins of Alpha Protocol, I don't know who it would be, but I really
Mm-hmm.
would love to see a polished espionage, open world espionage game. I think that'd be super dope. Um, I just love that genre, and I think it'd be cool. Like you could do like missions where it's kind of like a spy party, where you have to like take out another spy at a party and to like set up across the street with like a sniper rifle and figure out who the spy is. And there's like another mission where you're like driving through the streets and like it's very James Bondy, where you're shooting out of you're shooting guns out of your car. And I don't know, if the story was really well done and you could like travel to different parts of the country and they're like massive within their own sections of the world, it could be really fun.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's my first one.
Well, my second one is Limbo 2.
Oh,
I loved Limbo.
Limbo was great.
I thought we were going to get a sequel for the longest time.
I
I
know.
guess I do have to spoil this game. The first game, you go to Limbo or Purgatory to find your sister, and at the very end of the game, it ends just before you get to her.
Right.
Um, and I think it would be fun if you like the purpose of the second game was returning you and your sister to your like worldly bodies.
Oh.
And so I think I want the exact same engine,
Mm-hmm.
but I want you to be able to play two player. Like you have to solve puzzles together.
Yeah,
Um, and then like even if you wanted to try to play it yourself, maybe the second player would just kind of mirror you, and then you can take control of them
that'd be
if you have
cool.
to solve puzzles. But I always thought those kind of games would be fun together. But
What was that one game on PlayStation that we played? Oh, I don't know if you played. It was the one with the kid and the wolf. It was very
oh,
very
I had that.
similar.
I had that one. I didn't play it though.
It was kind of similar where like the wolf would like mimic your movement, and then if you had to like switch to the wolf, I think you could do that to like do certain puzzles.
Yeah, I do remember that one. And then they had like the game Two Brothers, where either you could play with another player or the other half of the controller controlled the other sibling.
Oh yeah, it was like yeah, that was weird. You had to like yeah, one joystick was the one sibling, the other joystick was the other. That was weird,
Yeah,
but pretty cool concept. But yeah, I would love Limbo 2 to be awesome. That'd be great.
yeah. I mean, they have Inside, so it's very clear they're not interested in making connected games.
Right.
But that was always something I hoped for, and we never got.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, maybe someday. You never know.
Big sad.
Big set. All right, cool. Next game would be Silent Hill. Now this was going to happen. It was going to be Silent Hills. It was going to be Norman Reedus, Kojima, Konami, and then there was the big Konami Kojima split, and now Silent Hill is just no longer a thing, unfortunately. I don't know how long it's going to take for Konami to realize they need to sell the Silent Hill rights to, Sony, so we can get an awesome, developer to take on Silent Hill. But I really, really want an open world Silent Hill with like the RE7 photorealistic approach. Like that photorealism they had in RE7 was just creepy and just scared the crap out of me. And I really would love that in a Silent Hill game. They showed the first person in the PT demo, which I also lost when I had to reset my PS4 because it was like, crapping out on me, which is really sad because that would have probably been worth a lot of money or worth more money than it is now. But even then, they had first person in the PT demo. I'd actually still want a third person Silent Hill. Traditional Silent Hill was always third person, and I would prefer a third person.
There are ways to download it, like sideload it onto your PlayStation 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it doesn't make it valuable anymore because anyone can do it. I didn't even have to hack my PlayStation 4. It just worked.
That's crazy.
I think I still have it. But
that's amazing. Anyway, so, well, it was a really cool demo and I loved it, but I think I would prefer to have the next Silent Hill game be in third person just like the rest of them. Bring back all the classic features, not features, the creatures, the nurses, the Pyramid Head, all those guys. And honestly, if it was like a really solid storyline, I think it'd be awesome, especially as an open world Silent Hill game.
Why does it need to be open world?
Because the first one was open world to a sense. Like you could pretty much go to any part of town. And I think at one point they kind of made it more linear. Like just more like kind of, okay, go here and I'll go here and I'll go here. But I really did like the first one where you felt like, you could go anywhere, but even though like you could go anywhere, they still kind of force you to go into the one building.
Yeah.
So I really would think it'd be fun to be able to like, well, I want to go to the hospital first, or I want to go to the school first, or I want to go to the, wherever. And I think it would just be super creepy, especially with the fog and the mist coming in and you can't see anything. It'd be awesome. I don't know. I think being able to choose your own path would make it a little more intense because you wouldn't know what was going to happen. You wouldn't be able to like maybe figure out when the scares were going to happen or the story beats,
Yeah, and like to me, like horror movie or not horror movies, open world is just not my thing. But like I feel like what makes horror successful is the guided experience. Like you need to go around this corner next in order to get this jump scare.
Right.
If you're able to come at it at different angles, it might ruin.
Well, yeah. When I say different angles, I mean like different buildings, not necessarily the actual experience that you'd go through in each building would change. It would just the order of which things happen would change.
Yeah, I think but like, and then a lot of the appeal for open worlds is solving puzzles and solving the game different ways.
That's true.
So it would take a lot of work on the dev side to pull off something like that.
I know. I always my expectations always set way too high for everything. So
maybe the PS10, you never know.
PS10, let's go. 3000, year 3000, let's do it. But yeah,
how quickly they're doing it.
Yeah. Other than that, I wouldn't change a thing about the Silent Hill games and just give me a damn Silent Hill sequel. So that's it.
All right. Well, my number 3 is a prequel. Nice. It's a prequel to Stardew Valley.
Cool.
I think it would be really cool to set up a game that's set before your character moves to your grandpa's farm.
Interesting.
In like a large fictional metropolitan city. You get a small business startup loan and build your own shop.
Okay.
If it had a bigger budget, you could open different kinds of things like a store, a movie theater, or become like a video game developer.
Oh, interesting.
And you start with just like this little building by yourself. And then from there, be able to expand the building, add staff to work for you. I think that would be a lot of fun. And then when you finish the game and choose to retire, that's when you receive the letter from your grandfather that you inherited his farm, and then you go right into Stardew Valley.
That's really cool. So, would you call this prequel Startup Valley?
Oh, I hate you so much.
I had to throw my head back for that one.
So it'd be like a Silicon Valley, but it'd be called Startup Valley.
Exactly. Right?
All right.
Come on.
I dig it. The big change I'd like is more things to be automated. Thank goodness for mods on the PC.
Yeah.
For Stardew Valley, because like I played on my account with mods and everything's automated. And then I went to play on my wife's farm, and she's like, "Okay, we gotta do this. Then you gotta run over to the animals, and then we gotta go pick all of this." And I'm like,
"You're like, nuh-uh."
I want to go fish. You're missing fish. That's why I'm here, because you can't fish.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm gonna do the things you can't do because you're not automating anything.
Yeah, and she just wasn't. She's also not very good at fishing. She'll admit that.
Fishing's not easy at first. It takes a while.
It's not easy in general. I just luckily got better at it. But
okay, fair enough.
But hiring, I think hiring or staff, kind of spoilers for Stardew Valley is a thing. But I think being able to have characters to do that stuff for you would be awesome.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, automating with people, like just hiring employees.
Like, this person's job is to open all the cash registers every day or whatever.
Oh, I love that idea.
Make the popcorn.
Make the popcorn. That's really cool. I like that. You could even run a restaurant if you wanted to.
Oh, restaurant would be dope.
Yeah, I think Roblox is doing a restaurant game.
I just saw on Reddit someone was making like a restaurant like game simulator. I can't remember what it was called, but it looked really cool, and that's kind of what I was thinking.
Nice. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I know for a fact Roblox made a it was an Xbox ad. It was on Xbox's YouTube channel. It was like it's basically like making your own restaurant with Roblox.
Nice.
So it's a thing. Yeah, I would love to actually play Startup Valley. I'd play the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Especially with all the options like that, that'd be really cool. Like being able to pick your own path prior to like retiring at a farm. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, because it's very vague about what you did before.
It's true. It was like, well, yeah, you were set in office. Like you were like at a like dead end like office space job.
Yeah. So.
Or maybe what if you could even do something like, what if it was like, oh, what if you decided like, I don't want to take this job. I quit, and you don't end up inheriting your grandfather's farm because you ended up being strong enough to quit your job and just take a risk on yourself.
Or you grow into the boss of that grocery store.
Joja. You end up running. Yeah, you're the CEO of Joja.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious. Like you're the villain of Stardew Valley. That'd be amazing.
I've never done a Stardew Valley run where I work for Joja Mart, but it's a thing.
Neither have I.
I don't want to.
Neither do I. It's evil.
It is.
Cool. All right. Well, moving on to my number 3 game would be Red Dead 3. Now, this would also be a prequel. At least one of the ideas would be a prequel. I really have always wanted to play a game where there's Native American gameplay. Like it really focuses on the Native Americans and their side of the stories, and like, you know, just like how brutal it was and how visceral it was, you know. But I think it would be cool as if they followed. There are maybe some spoilers. I'm not going to spoil like, you know, whether characters died or lived or whatever. But I think it'd be really cool to have a Charles Smith prequel, because in the storyline, apparently his father.
A prequel to Red Dead 1 or Red Dead 2?
A prequel to Red Dead 2.
Okay.
So it would be. Well, no, because Red Dead 2 was a prequel to Red Dead 1.
So I'm saying, would it like
it goes back
Red Dead 2 or like way
so yeah, it keeps going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going forward, we're going backwards. Because honestly, if you go forwards anymore, the West is dead.
Yeah. So
you can't go forward. So if you go backwards, you know, Charles' father was an African American, and they were traveling with his mother's tribe. Well, I guess in the story they say that his mother's tribe was driven out by the U.S. Army, and at some point she was captured and never seen again. And his father becomes like an alcoholic, and he runs away at age 13. I think it'd be really cool to play like an 18-year-old Charles Smith, and he's hunting for his mother and trying to find out who captured / killed her, and he's out for revenge, basically. So he's on the hunt for all these guys from the U.S. Army that took his mother from him, kind of thing. So That I think would be a really cool premise. Um, I just imagine like how cool it'd be just to be like on horseback with like the bow and arrows and like the hatchets and like all like the the traditional Native American weaponry. Be really cool. Um, so that was one option, and you could even call it like Red Dead Redemption Lone Wolf because that's his nickname in the game.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty sweet. The other option would be it takes place during Red Dead 1, but you play as three characters. So you're playing as Charles, Sadie, and then like another character, kind of similar how they did to GTA 5. And you're basically all bounty hunters, but like different territories. So I don't know how like that would all tie into like a main story, but I think it'd be cool to like be able to play all three of those characters as bounty hunters. I think it'd be really cool.
Even if it was just two of them, I don't need a third character.
Yeah, I'd be fine with just Charles and Sadie, to be honest. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to kind of keep the tradition of GTA 5, I don't know who the third person would be, but it could be like a new character kind of thing, you know, like a whole new story. So it's not stale storytelling. So it could be fresh in a way, like maybe the new character's like the main character, and then the other two characters you play with are Charles and Sadie.
If they die too, I swear to God. Well, I just spoiled it.
No, you didn't. Well, I guess kind of. Anyway, but yeah, I think I would love that to be a thing for Red Dead 3, or Red Dead Lone Wolf, whatever you want to call it. But I just loved Red Dead Redemption 2 so much. I just want more. I want more. I want more involving that world somehow, somewhere, some way. I don't expect it to happen anytime soon because of how long they took between Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Redemption 2. But, you know, I might be like 50 by the time that comes out. So we'll see.
Honestly, I hope the next Red Dead game is a remake of 1.
Okay.
But so that means your game's at least 30 years away. I think it'd be funny if every subsequent Red Dead just went further back in time.
Right? It just goes to like prehistoric times.
Yeah.
Red Dead 10. Ice Age.
Red Dead 11, The Big Bang.
You play as God.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's an open world with Adam and Eve. Oh, man. But yeah, anyway, I would love that.
Okay, all right. So my number 4 isn't really a single player experience. I added a story because you said what you had asked me what the plot should be.
Yeah.
But my game 5 is Pain 2.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Pain was a game for the PlayStation 3 where you pulled these characters back on a slingshot and you hurled them at the city, and you had to get as many points from destruction as possible. They had games like Horse, where you had to hit the same first object and then get the most amount of points. They had a bowling game. We always had a ton of fun of it. So the story I gave it was a single player mode where you're a stuntman trying to make your mark in Hollywood, and all of the levels could be different movie sets.
Oh, I love that.
So levels I want a Disneyland style theme park.
Nice.
The streets of Hollywood, a skyscraper with different stuff on each floor.
Cool.
A Chuck E. Cheese, and an outer space level with low gravity.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Some of the characters in the old one were Daxter from Jak and Daxter. They had Fat Princess. They had David Hasselhoff.
Fat Princess, man, that was so good. I missed that game.
And they had a ton of just like original characters. So characters I would like to see in this one are David Hasselhoff again. I would like to see Johnny Knoxville in the game. Cause I think that'd be hilarious to have some...
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Pain 2.
every time you switch it. I think Crash Bandicoot would be awesome to have in this game. Nathan Drake, just because he's very quippy.
That'd be hilarious. Him making like just like funny like one-liner jokes or like whatever, just as he gets hit.
And the last person I want to see in it is Abby from Last of Us, so I can throw into as much stuff as possible.
You just constantly throw her in bombs.
Yeah, that's it.
Just explode her constantly.
If I were to add anything, I would add the use of vehicles from a ramp. So instead of slingshot for some levels, you could drive into stuff, and you could choose whether to drive it until it dies or fling yourself out of the vehicle for more damage.
I love that.
and ooches need to be more specific. I still don't understand how they work.
No,
Just
ooches
sometimes
are
you shake the controller and it'd work.
ooch. I like how that was the one word you got for last week's Mad Libs and guess the game.
Yep, that's all I needed.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Pain 2.
I would buy that.
I would buy Pain 1 again for full price. I don't care.
I would too. That game was great.
That game was super fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. For me, my number 4 game would be Dead Space 4. So I know you played Dead Space, the first one. You weren't that big of a fan of it, but I was a huge fan of the games. I just loved the creature design, the scare. I mean, it just scared the crap out of me, that game. It was just really well done. The sound design was amazing. I loved the suit designs, the level design. I thought it was all great. But I'm picturing for this one, they do a Left 4 Dead scenario where you have 4 players, kind of like The Thing, but you're all like different classes. Like one's an engineer, one's a medic, one's like a specialist or something. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. So it just, because I know in Dead Space 3 they had 2 players that you could play. So in this one it'd be 4 players. So you can play co-op or you can play solo. So if you play solo, you just have like 3 AI teammates with you. But if you play obviously co-op, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
But I pictured it like on a frozen planet, just kind of like The Thing. And it's basically like this whole planet was like this base was taken out, just like basically the premise of The Thing, but Dead Space. That's kind of what I want. I just want that. But yeah, new weapons, new suits. I don't know like all the classes that could be part of the game, but definitely the engineer, because that's like the main character every time. And you could totally stray from the other games in terms of like characters, story. It's just the same universe, completely new story, completely new characters, in a really close quarters environment with 4 players, and it's like flashlights attached to your weapons, and it could be like super intense. I think it'd be cool.
Cool.
So
that would be dope.
Yeah.
For you. All right. So my last game is, I don't know if you've played this one. Have you ever played Tony Hawk's Underground?
I want to say yes, but I couldn't tell you the difference between that one and the Pro Skater.
It was on a PlayStation 2, I think, and it pretty much had a story mode. It was the first one, I think, where you can get off your board and walk around.
Maybe I did play it. I mean, I think it was a rental, possibly.
Got it. Well, this game, you were just some kid from New Jersey, and Chad Muska comes to your town, and you go from sponsoring this one skate shop to being like a world-class skater on the level with like Bob Burnquist and Chad Muska and Tony Hawk, obviously. So I love the story for the first one. I didn't like the second one because it was like you and Bam Margera, because he was a big deal at that time.
Yeah, he was.
Just trying to do the stupidest stuff possible. But so this would be more of a continuation of Tony Hawk Underground 1.
Okay.
Where your skater from that game is super successful, on the verge of retirement.
Nice.
But back in New Jersey, your character's labeled a sellout.
Oh,
by a group trying to revive the underground scene. And cool. You kind of like a Soul Skater storyline, trying to prove that you still got it as a skater.
Nice.
Against these kids. And you do like a bunch of small competitions in like undeveloped skateboard locations. And then you have to do like crazy innovative stunts to show up the young guys. I think the soundtrack, classic Tony Hawk 90 soundtrack mixed with some like hip hop and whatever they listen to today.
You can totally give it like a Slim Shady vibe, or 1 Mile.
1 Mile?
The movie was 8 Mile, not 1 Mile. 8 Mile. Don't at me. 1 Mile, 8 Mile.
1 Mile Road is far less intimidating.
8 Mile. If you give it the vibe of 8 Mile, that'd be really cool.
I think this game could be dope. Like, just give it the same engine as the new game. I don't care.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Literally just copy and paste everything just to this game.
Yep. So it's pretty much just Tony Hawk Pro Skater with a story.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
That's what I want.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Cool. My last game is going to be SOCOM Confrontation 3. This was a game that I played on the PS2 back in the day. What was the PS3? Wow, I can't remember. I just remember this game I played for almost a year straight, almost every day during the summertime, specifically. But I know I played beyond that once school started up again. I was actually in a clan. I had friends that I had made playing SOCOM.
Was
We
this the
actually
one where
we competed.
was this the one where you heard people coming up to you with a grenade and they yelled
Yes.
1, 2, and then you threw the grenade? I've heard that story at least six times.
I'm gonna tell it again.
Okay.
No, so yeah, so this is the game where they actually had like shoot, what's the name of the chat when you're close? Proximity chat. This game had proximity chat. It was a hardcore shooter for those of you who didn't play it, and it was basically like headshots were deadly. It was it one shot, and it was like 3 or 4 shots to the body, you were dead, and you only had 1 life. It was probably one of the most intense hardcore shooters I've ever played, and it was super fun, just like to play with a bunch of guys, and we'd just play for hours. We'd just do practice runs all week, and then we'd compete at the end of the week. But I do remember one competition we were playing. I was in this building, and it was just me versus like 2 guys. And the guy's, okay, I'm gonna throw the grenade. 1. I hear him like counting down when he's gonna throw down the, because they were gonna throw in a flashbang, and then charge, right? So I timed it just as they were counting to go in the room. I threw a grenade as they were counting 3, so by the time they walked into the building, they blew up. It was like one of the best things ever. But our clan name was SMG, Seriously Magnificent Gentlemen. It was great. Don't give me that look.
I quit this podcast.
I hate you. Yeah, no, anyway, I absolutely loved the SOCOM Confrontation 2 game. It was amazing. And apparently there was a really sketchy source, but there was a leak saying that it's going to be revealed that a new SOCOM game is going to happen for the PS5. I don't think it's going to happen, but my God, I would love it. Just fix the bugs, make it so the game feels less floaty, get it closer to like a Ghost Recon feel in terms of like how grounded like the characters feel, and just keep everything else. It was such a good game. The maps were fantastic. There was a lot of bugs, like I said. So if they just fixed all that, this game would be solid, and I would be so happy. And honestly, I would love to see a story mode for this game too, with that hardcore feel. Like you have 1 life, make it count, strategize properly. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Not necessarily permadeath, but just start over. Start over that level, basically. Yeah. So there you go. SOCOM Confrontation 3.
SOCOM.
I want it.
All right.
I want it.
Those are the games we want sequels to.
You hit all 5? That's where you went first.
I went first.
Wow.
And I said, this is my last game.
Yeah. I'm kind of jealous of how well you actually thought at your games.
I know, because 2 hours ago, I was like, we were supposed to come up with 5?
Yeah. I was impressed. I was like, wow, it doesn't seem like you actually had a hard time.
No, I was at work thinking about Tony Hawk Underground 3 all day.
Oh, man. You're like, all right, I got this game. I got it playing. You're like, wait, there's 5? That's amazing. I got to come up with 4 more?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Anyway.
No one would have known if I didn't just admit it.
No. Well, now everybody knows.
Pain 2 is my favorite one that I came up with later.
Pain 2 is really good. I also like, what was the one before that? It was
Stardew Valley prequel.
Startup Valley. We got to do that. We got to at Chucklefish. Guys, at Chucklefish Games and say we want Startup Valley, and don't say anything else.
I think it's Concerned Ape.
Concerned Ape
did Stardew Valley.
Pretty sure it was Chucklefish.
Concerned Ape did Stardew Valley. It was a one-man job. I'm Googling it.
Yeah, please.
If he has 2 names, I'm gonna be so mad.
I think it's Chucklefish at least.
Eric Barone, alias Concerned Ape, you moron.
What's Chucklefish then? That's also in the beginning of the game. Are they the producer? Are they the developer? What are they? The publisher? Maybe it's the publisher.
Yeah, and I think that's who he dropped because they did such a lousy job with the game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they weren't they were like the distributor.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Well, it says developer, but so maybe they just converted it to the different platforms. But I think he hated how they did it so much. He just did
gotcha. So he was Concerned Ape. He worked with Chucklefish as the developer.
Like he hired them out. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it was 2 developers, and he just didn't like their work. And he's like, all right, bye guys.
Yeah.
Cool. So at Concerned Ape, we want Startup Valley, and then don't say anything else.
I know he's working on another game, and if it's this, even though he's been working on it for 2 years already, I take credit.
I like he did the Trump fingers. I take credit.
That's a peace sign, you jerk.
Sorry, Nixon.
I can't believe you did that to me.
It's okay.
You just compared me to Trump.
You're nowhere near Trump. Let's
we
be
just
honest.
lost 38% of our listeners.
Everybody just turned the podcast off immediately. Well, F this. Click. All right. Cool. Well, moving on. Let's take a break with a game. The game of the day, 10 words or less, where there's a game that both of us have to guess, and we have chosen 10 select words, and if we can, and for each time we have to ask for another word, we lose a point. So there's a total possible of 10 points. Here we go. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll give you my words first.
All right, cool.
I'm debating on what my first words could be, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say Savannah.
Okay. All right, so this is okay, Savannah. And we're not asking questions. We're just literally guessing it based off of the word. So let's just get that clear.
Off of the word.
Savannah.
Are we doing it where you get no? Are we doing one guess per word, or you could say as many guesses? Okay, one guess
per word.
Okay, so not Lion King. So word 2, salt.
Savannah and salt.
Yeah,
salt.
I'll explain why this one's important later.
Okay. Wait, is it the salt as in like I'm salty, or is it salt as in like actual salt?
Salt.
Like salt shaker?
I don't have to give you anything. I just said salt.
You
do. No, it's salt.
Savannah and salt. Okay. Salt. Overcooked?
No.
Okay.
Motel.
Okay. Savannah Salt Motel.
Band name, I call it.
Band name?
Yeah, we are Savannah Salt Hotel.
Oh man, it's motel or hotel?
Motel. Sorry,
motel. Okay. All
I
right.
wrote hotel, but I meant motel.
Okay, interesting. And these are games we've both played, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, I was gonna say. Motel California. Walking Dead?
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa! Wow, that's awesome. What's Savannah? What's salt?
Savannah's where they're going to get Clementine's parents,
that's
and
right.
Salt is the thing they killed Larry with, the giant salt thing.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. I wouldn't have remembered.
Next would have been train, and then would have been hat, and then comics, and then cannibal, and then walkie-talkie, and then Walker, and then Clementine.
No zombies?
I said Walker.
Oh, Walker. Okay, cool.
If I said zombies, it's even further away.
That's,
also, you're wearing this shirt, so if you got anything less than 7, you would have been so upset.
I'm wearing the Walking Dead shirt. That's right. Yeah. That's actually hilarious. You're like looking at your shirt like, oh no.
We started the episode and you're wearing a Walking Dead shirt, and I'm like, well, Nathan's gonna get more than 2 points this time.
How many points was that? 3? No, that's 8, 7.
You got 8 points so 10, 9, 8. You got 8 points.
Okay, cool. Sweet. 8 points. Let me add that too. Actually, I'll just remember it. I'll remember it. Okay. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, here we go. Combat.
That's so mean.
I know.
That's not a hint at all.
It narrows it down to what type of game it is, though.
Uncharted.
No.
All right.
Rage.
Rage. Far Cry.
Nope.
Okay.
Spartan.
God of War.
Yep.
Yeah, I also got 8 points.
Very nice.
Combat, you suck.
Very nice though. because it's all combat. It's a combat. Like, that's literally in the Wikipedia. Like, it's a combat game.
All right. What were the other words that
so
we were going to
Spartan,
give?
Realms, Midgard, Mjolnir. Oh, sorry, Mjolnir.
I would have got it there.
Yeah,
I would probably have gotten.
Midgard, I think, or
And
Realms
then
even.
I no. What was the other one you said?
Leviathan. That was going to be another one.
Got it.
Yeah, it was going to be Realms, Midgard, Mjolnir, Leviathan, Axe, Norse, Atreus.
Got it. So yeah, I think if you put like Realms first, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
But like Spartan Rage next to each other. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there it is.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. Cool. So we each got 8. So let me go to our little handy dandy.
So I'm still like 11 points ahead of you then.
Yeah, you are. You've not. We tied that, so that's great. Let me see. Where's our show notes?
What
We'll
are
do
we
it later.
playing for?
Huh?
What
I
are
have
we
no
playing
idea.
for?
We have not decided what we're playing for yet.
I wish I would have done this while we were even, so I could make it a bigger win.
I know, right? I don't know why we haven't thought of that yet, but we just haven't. Miscellaneous. There it is.
I think it should be winner pays full price for a big game we're hoping for at the end of the year.
Oh, I kind of like
Instead
that.
of us splitting it.
I kind of like that idea. But what's a big game that we're hoping for at the end of the year?
Maybe
like
Cyberpunk or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I was gonna buy it anyway.
Oh,
because I'm not gonna buy you a PS5.
Well, it's not. No, I'm buying a PS5. I just said Cyberpunk.
I'm kidding. You should buy us something big at the end of the year. PS5. Can you imagine?
That would suck.
I'd be like, no.
It's hard enough to convince Emily I should get one.
Right? Yeah, that's really annoying. I just got to 27 points, and you were at 27 points before this.
So I'm 8 points ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly.
35.
Yep, 35. 35, 27.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
You're doing well. You're doing well. Okay, cool. Well, last but not least, our grand finale, given an hour. So Jeff got to play Shovel Knight.
Yep.
I got to play Guacamelee. Let us start with you, Jeff.
All right. Well, I played Shovel Knight, very classic platformer, 16-bit style on the PlayStation 4. Right off the bat, I had no idea what body swap meant at all. At all. I hit yes, and then it gave me a bunch of gender options, and I didn't understand them, so I continued.
There you go.
I wrote, the music is incredible.
Yep.
I wish the jumping felt more consistent with the distance as it did with the height.
Okay.
I also played Hollow Knight this week a little bit, and nice. I really liked how that jumping went, but I felt like you could jump really high, but you couldn't jump very far, and it was really upsetting.
Gotcha.
And I had a hard time judging my jump a lot. I felt like the graphic style was perfect for the kind of game it was. Like, I don't think it would have worked in a modern graphic style.
Right.
I thought there was too much loot and not enough fighting.
Okay.
Like, I felt like I was getting more stuff than I was fighting people for it. I found like 10 things to dig in the ground, but and then that had a lot of stuff, and then I'd kill someone for 5 points.
Nice.
I don't know. Okay. I did not like the Mario style maps.
Okay. All right.
I would rather it just be a continuous experience, especially with, like, it seemed to hint at they were telling a continuous story with you having the dream where you catch someone and then you wake up next to a campfire.
Right.
Like, I would rather it just continued where it was.
Gotcha.
One of my favorite levels was the one where everything's dark. Yes. Except for when the lightning strikes.
Yes.
It was very frustrating, but it was a lot of fun to play.
Cool. That's a good one.
So far, the game felt like a Sonic or a Mario, where I love it, but I'm not compelled to move forward. Like,
okay,
it's something I'd pick up and play, but thank goodness for saves, because I would just start over at the beginning every time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I like the sacrificing coins when you die, whether you decide whether or not to go back and get the coins you lost, or
yeah.
Because sometimes they're not worth going back for.
No, they're definitely not.
Yeah, and I don't specifically remember this, but I wrote the exploding mice WTF, and I think there was like a mouse where if you jumped on it, it exploded, and I didn't quite understand it.
Like, why is this mouse? Why is this blowing up?
Yeah.
Why is
And
this filled with dynamite?
there was a nice, good mixture of bad guys. A couple of them I didn't really understand how to beat. Um, like a couple of the big ones, like one of them, it had the hippogriff, I think it was.
I forget the names. It's been a while since I played the game.
Although I just realized I never tried shooting fire at it.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like the limit to how much fire you can hold because I felt
yeah,
like I would shoot like 4 or 5 times and I'd be out.
yeah. It was very limited.
So I really really relied on the downward thrust.
Gotcha. That's a
I
good move.
used I used that all the time.
Yeah, that's a pretty reliable move.
Yeah. So I did like the game. I could see myself playing it further. I don't see myself ever beating it,
Okay,
but I could pick it up and play it,
sweet.
and have a good time with it. I'm not sure I like the premise of just him being a knight with a shovel. I did enjoy walking into town. Sometimes I'd click the dialogue too fast and I couldn't figure out how to talk to people. So whenever I saw someone, I just hit everything. But I like the guy, like, you're not even a real knight. You're carrying a shovel.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
they gave you so much crap for it. And I
Yeah.
thought that was great.
Well, what's really cool is that there's other characters you can play that have different abilities and different weapons.
Got it. Okay, well, I would say I will add it to the backlog, but
Sweet.
it is not like I already deleted it off my PlayStation.
Right. You'll have to. Yeah, exactly. It'll be one of those games like you may pick up later.
Yeah, and I might pick it up for the Switch, and
That's right.
because
You
I
mentioned that.
I think that might be a better one to play it on because I could just pick it up and play it when I'm bored.
And now you have 500 gigs of space that you can put it on. So
I have at least 300 gigs or 250 gigs of space left.
Oh my god, that is insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you we actually have an Instagram. If you guys haven't joined it yet, follow it. There's this one guy we actually follow. His name's the Autistic Gamer. He recently posted every single physical copy of his game, every single physical copy game that he owns. It was insane. It was like maybe like 20 posts, and every post had 10 pictures, and it was every single shot of every single game he owned. That's what I think of when you say you have 300 gigs worth of games on your Switch.
Yeah, but now they're like big. Like South Park is like 56 gigabytes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably not that big, but
Yeah.
I had to delete it multiple
I was gonna say that's half of Red Dead.
It's big for the Switch.
True. All right. Cool. Sweet. I'm gonna actually read one of our Instagram followers because they actually did leave a review for Shovel Knight. This is Bradaloop3 from Instagram. Says Shovel Knight is a fantastic game and one of my favorite games ever. If you can't tell from my profile picture, it has a character on his profile picture. I ignored it for so many years until recently because I wrote it off as just one of those games you enjoy if you grew up with games in that style, a game you only really enjoy with nostalgia vision. It's so much more than that. Each level is fun and often challenging. Each character is interesting and endearing, and the gameplay is one of the best examples of teaching without telling I've seen ever. There's just sometimes so satisfying about feeling like you've figured something out yourself, when in reality you've been subconsciously drip-fed clues leading up to that finding. And on the topic of finding, looking for the hidden areas is incredibly fun and only serves to heighten the replayability. Movement feels great no matter which character you're playing as, and it's interesting to learn how the events of Shovel of Hope came to be in all the other campaigns. There's just so much more about this game to say, but so little room given by Instagram. Haha. And then he said he replied to that saying, "It's not going anywhere near my backlog. I finished every campaign, but King of Cards, and I'm thinking about trying to get all feats before picking up Xenoblade again."
Cool.
So there you go. So Bradaloop, thank you so much for that review. That was really nice.
I agree about the secret levels of the game. Like there was a lot of the time I was playing it, I'm like, I feel like I missed like 4 or 5 things.
Right.
And sometimes that's frustrating to me because I'm like, okay, I have 2 paths to choose here. Which one is the one they want me to go on versus the one that's the secret?
Right.
And then I would choose the wrong one and then just keep going.
Dang it. I know I hate that. I always have that issue with games too. Like you're not sure, like you don't want to, like kind of like Last of Us Part 2. I didn't want to miss anything and go too far, and then the next cutscene cut in. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that I checked every single room in every single building before moving on to the story. And there'd be times where I'd be like, well, maybe this is the room that I need to... cutscene.
Yeah.
I never looked in the door to the left.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Harsh.
Cool. Awesome. So my game was given to me by Jeff, Guacamelee.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a blast with this game, actually. This was really fun. It's very easy to pick up, put down, because I played it actually for probably 3 hours this week.
Dang.
On and off. Yeah, it was great. The
And you're all, I'm not going to add it to my backlog.
F this game, piece of crap. Definitely not going on my new 128 gigabyte memory card, that's for sure. The animation style was super cool. Very Day of the Dead. I love it. The Mexican culture, the flashy colors, the over-the-top storyline, really, just everything really captivated me, and it just kept me playing through, even though like I suck at pressing buttons really fast sometimes. Just super fun. I just had a blast with that game. Love the humor. I forget the woman's name, the female that you kind of come across a couple times, where she's like joking about like doing some heavy petting with the jaguar dude.
Yeah,
she's like, he needs some very, very heavy petting. I love double entendres. It's just really fun. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing, and I like how there's 2 versions of the theme, like of every single area. So like those little time warp things. Yeah. It changes like every area. I thought that was really cool. The Goat Man's hilarious. I love that he's just like the excuse to teach you more movesets. He's like, hey, why are you breaking my stuff? Well, since you're here, I'm going to teach you an uppercut now.
Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, I just love everything about the game. The art style, super cool. I died laughing with the Mario Brothers reference. Did you get that part where you have to run from the dragon?
I've played it like several hours, but I don't remember that part specifically.
There's this big beast that's like sleeping inside the... Yeah, so he's chasing you, and like all the walls are breaking. You're trying to get away from him, and at the very end, there's like this yellow axe that you like jump onto, and then the dragon's over like this floor, and like it's like lava, but like a bridge. And then when you hit the axe, the floor just slowly like removes itself, and the dragon's still midair, and then falls into the lava. That's a direct Mario Brothers King Koopa fight reference.
That's
because when you're playing King Koopa, you have to like dodge his fireballs. You have to jump over King Koopa and then grab the axe. And then when you grab the axe, he's like midair, and then the bridge goes away, and then he falls into the fire pit of lava.
Honestly, I think at one part I'm at the dragon, but I don't know how to wake it up.
Oh yeah, you basically just have to find the right path to go, and eventually he wakes up and breaks through the wall and he escapes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, you'll see it's hilarious. The reference is great. It's a great reference. But that's kind of as far. I basically that temple area, I've just finished that temple, and that's as far as I've gotten.
Got it.
So, I'm not going to probably tap too much into the store that they have in the game, like where you can buy new outfits and like health regeneration stuff. Like I feel like it's a little too in depth for me, where I just kind of want to just chill and just kind of punch things and screw around. So I may not dip into the store too much, but I think I like how they had like, you know, the Day of the Dead like setup where it's almost like a prayer table with candles and everything
for like saving and buying stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I loved that. But yeah, overall the game was great. The sound design's awesome, the character design, and I love how you can play up to 4 characters. I think that's really cool, like 4 players.
I think we should play it soon for sure.
That's super cool. I don't know how if it'll be more challenging with 4 players. I imagine it would have to be.
Yeah,
because I couldn't imagine it being the same
probably
difficulty level.
The difficulty of it,
yeah. But either way, super cool. So I'm definitely adding this to my backlog. It's gonna be one of those games that I pick up and play casually.
Yes,
but solid game.
Awesome.
Highly recommend.
Booyah!
And before we
there's a sequel too. So
really? Oh yeah, Guacamelee 2. I do know about the sequel. I never played Guacamelee to begin with, so maybe that'll get me to play the second one. So thank you for that. Before we actually announce our new games, I would like to see if you would like to announce the next episode's theme.
Yeah, so next episode, we're going to be talking about mobile gaming and its legitimacy as a form of gaming media. Mm-hmm. So Nathan and I are challenging each other to play mobile games before our discussion next week, and we want to hear from you to see your thoughts on it. And if you do the poll and then send a message to us, we might read it on air to add to our discussion. So let us know what you think about mobile gaming and where you think its place is in the hierarchy of video games.
Yeah, I'll do some polls on Instagram as well as Twitch, and feel free to add us or private message, DM us, however you want to get in touch with us. You can also contact us at Backlog and Beyond. Contact at backlogandbeyond.com. Almost messed that up again.
Just contact at Backlog.
Yeah, contact at backlogandbeyond.com.
We're also on the social medias, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So the game I'm going to have you play for next week on mobile, it's $5, so I'm going to have to give it to you. It's called The Devil's Attorney.
That sounds familiar. I think I've heard of that game.
Yeah, it's kind of in the style of Ace Attorney, like in that you're a lawyer.
Nice.
But I laughed many times at this game.
That's awesome.
And I think it's pretty short, but I think you'll get a good hour out of it. So
cool.
That's what you're going to play.
Awesome. For you, this is through Apple Arcade, since I know you're getting an iPhone. Yes. This is going to be through Apple Arcade. I think you get a free trial. You said you had a free trial, I believe, already.
Yeah.
Grindstone, if you haven't played that one already.
Okay.
Grindstone is it's like one of the top rated Apple Arcade games, and for a very good reason. It's very addicting. It's not really so much as like your kind of game where it's very story driven. It's more mobile arcadey, but it gets very addicting, I think, at some points.
Okay.
And it's one of those games, again, where you can just kind of pick up and put down.
Cool.
Yeah. So cool.
All right. Well,
so there you go. Awesome. So again, we'd actually like for you guys to play these games along with us. You can get a free trial through Apple Arcade, or if you want to spend the $5 and try The Devil's Attorney, we'd like to, or if you've already played The Devil's Attorney, be sure to add us, DM us, email us. I will have a post that goes out for these games that you can comment on, and we will read your reviews on how you feel about these games on the show next week. So please send those in. I'll give a date and everything, date and time, the cutoff date and all that stuff. Again, contact us at contact@backlogandbeyond.com. We're on Instagram at backlogandbeyond, Twitter backlog_beyond. You can follow me on all the social medias: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, at the Early Bird Nerd, and Jeff
Zabadabadoo, which I always like. To me, in my head, is Scooby Doo, but it's Fred Flintstone. The Fred Flintstone. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening again. Thank you for the support. If you're listening to this on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it if you give us a rating and a review as well to help get the podcast more views. We want the world to hear us, so we need your help.
Please.
And as always,
5, 6, 7, 8.